Howdy YouTube! So we got the Joker here standing below the cityscape, and just above the city is the Batwing. So here we go, right about there. That's as much as I can really fit it in without raising up the arm. But that looks amazing to me to fly over. From every angle, this thing's amazing. I've already went over the Batwing, kind of took a closer look at the details. But the thing that's new is, well, both the painting and the arm. Stronghold displays arm. Showed up last week, and as everyone who ordered one knows, I'm laying down here. One sec. There's a little issue with one of these rubber things that hold it at certain angles, and it wasn't strong enough, but they resolved that issue post haste. And I have to say, this thing is unadulterated craftsmanship. It's very cool. Pretty easy to do once you learn how to tighten on both sides at once instead of struggling with the actual plane. Once I got that down, I'm not too mechanically inclined, and it really wasn't that hard. It's just I'd twerk it on one side, and the plane would follow because I wasn't, countering it on the other. I was just kind of holding it still, but not as well as I should. So, I had a kind of an issue with that, but I didn't do any damage to my Batwing or anything. But just remember to kind of put your effort on both sides at once if you have this coming. Other than that, I had no issues. The plug just goes straight from the Batwing down the display arm, and the display arm is actually mounted behind the painting here. I debated whether I wanted to put like a piece of wood up there so it'd be even with the actual painting, and then put the Batwing insignia in front of it. But I just wanted a nice clean, little hole that you're not really painting. I don't want anything to draw attention away from the background scene and the Batwing. So that's kind of how I went with it. It is just so sweet. And after I put on the replacement part, it was pretty darn easy. I had no real issues. Tightened it all up to where it would just kind of, I can still pose it and just go up here like this. I'm just touching the tail here, and I can turning it. So I can do that. If I wanted to change the angle some, and I can also kind of pull towards when you're moving this around, you don't want to pull on the outer wing. You want to pull on the center mass, gently. If you can, pull on the actual frame connection right here towards like the middle there, that there. Pull or push on that if you can, because this Batwing is ABS plastic for the most part. Yeah, it also has aluminum up in there and sure other little things, but that's the strongest point by far. So you just want to kind of keep towards the center mass, and if possible, the actual display arm. I'm trying to think if there's any nitpicks with it. It's a little difficult to find the holes exactly. I unscrew that thing fully right here. This knob, you pull it down, or you can just unscrew it straight out. And then once you have it all the way out, you adjust it to where you want it, and then you kind of feel in with your pinky, and if it's exactly centered with like your pinky, it should be good, and it'll just screw right up in there. And you're just looking from forward to back, not side to side, because those are all oval and it doesn't really matter. So that's not even really a nitpick. It's just with all that weight on the end of this display arm here, it's a little hard to get a precise movement up and down with that arm, like that way and that way with that main silver part that's going into the black base of it. Other than that, yeah, no issues. I am really, really happy with my purchase, and it blends so well. You're looking at it right now, and the camera doesn't even really recognize to focus in on that bracket there. It's black on black, granted, and it doesn't really block anything. It doesn't pull away from the Batwing itself. In most ways, it complements it, in my opinion, because it's more of an industrial look. And the Batwing and the Batcave are very industrial looking. So, well, the Batcave is. I don't know if this is industrial. This is, I don't know what you call this. That's why it's such a beautiful thing. It's its own creature, So that's why I'm in love with the Batwing and why I have a gargantuan one. So you could see, you could pretty much turn it any way. I can flip it all the way around like this. I can turn it like that. I could turn it like that. Any which way you want to go, you can do it. You can move the whole arm over here all the way out, or either way, it's totally flat. I'm having a hard time explaining this. I don't give it directions very often. So you could straighten out the Batwing, fold this all the way up against the painting there, and it'd only be 3 inches off the wall, the base of it here. And that's really cool if you need some more room and for a little bit. Want to kind of get it out of the way, or you just want to change it up day to day. That's what not every day, but every couple weeks I'll move it around, try a different angle, see what I like. Sometimes more aggressive, sometimes kind of like a cruise look. But man, it's amazing. And for most angles, you really can't see it. So it'll peek out here and there, but just flying through the city. Get Batman up in there. So awesome. I guess I'll point out the little things I did. Some people like it, some people don't. This is your Batwing now. You make it yours. That's my humble opinion. So, I actually got his hands on there, so they're somewhat realistic. I changed the light color from white. That I don't know what is it, like a 3000K LED up in there, but it kind of, just the tone of the light bugged me. The brightness of it and the tone, it was every time I'd look at it, out of the corner of my eye, distracting, from the whole scene. So I made it look what I think is a little bit more accurate to certain parts of the movie, which is more of a yellowish. And going back and looking at it, it's actually a yellowish orange, so I may be messing with that later on. Okay, let's turn off the lights a little bit here. Or a lot. Then you got the same thing over here. It almost takes on a green tone, which is really weird because the stuff I put up in there, synthetic kind of cotton-like stuff, is very yellow. There's no green to it. Maybe it's the yellow and blue makes green background and the camera just kind of twerks the color. But that's what I got so far. I'm still going to mess with it. They're easy to change out. You do, whoop, whoop, there you go. See, there goes the white. Some may have a little bit of glue on it. This one did have a tiny bit, but I was painting it and it just kind of came off. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It's nice to have those options where you can take stuff off and change it up if you want to without almost breaking it. So I appreciate that it wasn't too tough. What else was there? Get up a little bit. Yeah, gotta set that in there a little bit better. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, the lights down here. You can see them. They're a little blocked by that bracket there, but not much. And is this movie accurate? Not really. When it's coming straight on towards the Joker, They're totally round like this and about this size. I don't think they're actual big balls like that. Well, tiny balls, really. But that's one of my favorite scenes. And it looks the part to me. So I went with it. And it's only a little bit of hot gun glue. So hot glue, I guess, is what you call it. Just a little dab. Easy to take off if I really wanted to. But no going back. I like it. I think that's about it. Yeah, just the paint job, the lights. I don't really feel like I need to mess with anything else. Maybe get some, since one or two of these is relatively shallow, if I have a lot of light up in there, I may get some of that super black paint, kind of put it up in there. Just a little smidge in a couple places, where it's kind of squared off in there, I think. But, I don't really feel the need to mess with it anymore. And this is how I'm going to have it most times. I come up here to look at my collection and just relax in my chair here. And it's a real small area, like a walk-in closet kind of thing. And just kind of chill. So I prefer the nice, relaxing, warm light, as you can see on my display, rather than I walked into a brand new museum and deafening whiteness everywhere. Just popping these up. Come on, we can get it. There we go. Right about there. So yeah, that's my Batwing story. Let me sit down here. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. I really like this part, seeing this part. So I kind of had it angled up. You could also see the console. You can see Batman's up in there, but you can't really see his face. But I think that looks really good. That's amazing. One thing I may do is block the light over here for my collection a little bit. Not really sure how yet. And because it shines off the painting. And over here too. A little tiny bit. You almost need to make it its own enclosure where you have to pop in on the Batwing. It's so big, but it's so glorious. I keep going like this. I'm looking at my collection. I'm like, I'm not going to stare at the Batwing. I'm not going to stare at I'm not going to stare. Oh. So yeah, I'm slowly getting more used to it. I'm just not like when I walk up the stairs, sometimes I still do, but it's a part of the family now. And to everybody who gets the Batwing and makes a background or buys a background and gets some sort of arm, whether it's a $50 thing from Walmart or a fancy smashy one, whatever makes it look good to you, that's what's important, But I am very happy with everything I have put into this, both fiscally and emotionally and creatively, so just wanted to share what I got and how I got it. Y'all have a great one.